Big-time nighttime pools are always at Los Alamitos with an early Pick 4 pool of more than $160,000 on November 30th and a late Pick 4 pool of close to $180,000 on December 14th. Plus, our Pick 6 pools continue to reach record figures in 2025. Horse players, we had a nighttime total Pick 6 pool of more than $168,000 on December 6th. Big-time nighttime pools every weekend at Los Alamitos.
And welcome everyone to the Los Alamitos preview show. We have a full show ahead, but first I'd like to welcome our panel, Michael Wrona and Christopher Wade. George Duarte will not be able to join us on this show, but I'm sure he'll be back next week. First of all, how are you, Michael?
I'm all right, Orlando. How you doing?
I'm doing well, getting ready for our closing weekend here at Los Alamitos and 3 stakes races that we will be talking about during this show. Chris, how are you doing? The quarter horse season continues. You're still working on some Evangeline Downs quarter horse races as well, right?
Yeah, well, their season ends on Saturday night, and they close out with a 12 race stakes program. So it's a lot of work, but a lot of opportunities there. And we have a great program in store for our local wager people with Los Alamitos. We have some great races on Saturday and, of course, Sunday evening as well to close out the racing season.
That is for sure, Chris. And of course, we will be talking about our big races from last weekend. We'll do that during the second half of this show, the Champion of Champions in the Los Alamitos 2 million futurity. But first, we got to talk about what's coming up this weekend here at Los Al. 8 races on Saturday. First post is 5:45 p.m. and our big closing night program on Sunday, 5 p.m. first post. The feature event, our final greatest stakes race of the year, the Grade 2 Southern California Derby, and an outstanding filly by the name of Shaken Goin On, looking to win her 4th stakes race of the meet. First of all, though, we got to take a look at our Saturday stakes races, a double dip of stakes racing action here on Saturday. And it kicks off with the A Ransom Handicap, race number 7. There's a nice group there. Clarit's Boy, who's finished second in a couple of stakes races this season, including running second to the outstanding champion, Lethal Cowboy 1-2-3 in the Sgt. Pepper. Number 2, Special Batch at 10-1. This horse hasn't hit the board yet, but there's still always that possibility. If he can just get that good start that he's needed, he has shown the ability to win in the past. There's a new face, Isa Wagon My Tail, and I'll take this opportunity. Michael, I know you have a selection in this race, so I'll just finish up this deal and we come back with your selection in this one. Isa Wagon My Tail, a really nice filly here facing the males. There's the 4, defending champ, an outstanding runner the entire year, winner of the Governor's Cup Derby. He's finished second in both the Golden State Derby and the El Primero. There's the 5, Cowboy Bolt, a Grade 1 runner last year, hasn't reached that same status this year. Perhaps he'll do so in this race and get a nice stakes win. Kid Cocinero, without a doubt, the paint horse of the meet here at Los Al, has had so many nice races here, ran second in the Dillingham earlier in the year and has hit the board in a couple of other stakes races. Michael, you do have a selection here for us on the in the A Ransom.
Yeah, the humorously named newcomer that you just alluded to, Isa Wagon My Tail, who is a filly by Wagon Tails, and they've kind of convoluted the spelling and the meaning of the sire's name, and they've come up with Isa Wagon My Tail. Be that as it may, she is, I think, going to be a real threat in this spot, given the very strong connections, Mark Youngers and Edwin Escobedo. Escobedo has ridden the filly on a few occasions out of state, has won on her at this 350-yard distance. She's been to a couple of different racetracks, 3 in fact, across her career. So even though she's shipping into Los Alamitos, running here for the first time, she should be able to handle it. And I think she's really helped by the post position draw. I like the fact that she's in between Special Batch and Defending Champ. Special Batch typically not a very alert, quick beginner. Defending Champ seemingly was getting there in heading in that direction in the late summer, but he's tailed off again, and he just hasn't been sharp at all leaving the gate in his last few. We actually had that conversation prior to the trials for the Southern California Derby about whether he and a couple of other horses were maybe over the top, maybe had peaked for this season after a busy campaign, and that question mark still has to be there against Defending Champ. You know what a huge fan I am of the horse, but he's 2-1, and he just hasn't convinced me that he's in peak form late in the year. And I think that Isa Wagon My Tail has the out-of-state form to be a serious chance here. In fact, I would put the paint horse as the danger. I kind of fancy the 3-6 exacta. Kid Cosinero was so brilliant, winning off a layoff of 4 or 5 months in his seasonal and California debut for Aquino back in early April, and has had a similar freshening. He's been off almost exactly 4 months. And this outside draw is going to have him in the firing line all the way, probably be in front. And if it were 300 yards Orlando, I'd be picking Kid Cosinero for sure. I just don't know about the final 50 yards. I'm just thinking that the 3-horse maybe will be just a little too strong in the closing stages. But I'm sure that the 6 will give you a great run for your money. And they're the 2 that I've decided are the exacta horses for me. I just think at the odds, Defending Champ might be an overlay. Clarit's Boy has run well from the rail. The horse is very consistent. But for me, it's 3 and 6.
Yeah, hard to argue with anything that you said right there, Michael. Definitely Isa Wagon My Tail and Kid Cosinero. You could see them from the drone shot being right on the lead, right when the gate opens. They seem to have the ability to break the fastest here. And if Defending Champ is going to keep, not regressing as far as leaving the gate, he's going to have to work really hard to catch some really good runners. Clarit's Boy has also shown the ability to do well from the rail, like you mentioned. In fact, he had the lead in an allowance race a few races back. And even though he didn't break as sharply in the town policy, he really did accelerate and picked up speed in a hurry when running second to Astronomical 1-2-3 in the town policy. So, Defending Champ just can't give away a length advantage in the way that he's been, just running in this last few starts. This will be his 10th start of the year. This is an easier level, but again, he's got to show some ability to leave the gate here in order to win this race. Chris, your thoughts on this race? Anything else that you could add?
Yeah, well, I'm going to give a slight edge to Kid Cosinero. The horse has done very well from the rail. He's pretty quick. He's drawn up against Special Batch, who has ability, but always seems to have to overcome a less than stellar start. So Kid Cosinero will definitely be on the engine yelling, "Catch me if y'all can" at 300 with a Special Batch up against him with a clear path expected. Of course, the paint, very, very quick, will be on the engine from the outside post and up against a couple horses that seem to be downgrading a little bit in the later part of the season. Cowboy Bull disappointed us a little bit. And of course, Defending Champ is showing some late run out of the last couple of starts, but has been given the race away from the gate with less than stellar starts. So I'm going to go with the bookends, Clarit's Boy, and of course, Kid Cosinero, the paint to the outside. And the 3 is owned by Mike on the shipping for Mark Youngers, who's just having a great season, no matter what venue this horse, where he puts the horse. But this horse on my charts has a look at the outcome. And of course, Defending Champ at 350 yards, he's going to have to overcome probably a length and a half away from the gate against horses to his inside and or outside. So at 400 yards, it might give him a little bit of look, but 350, he's going to have to be really, really flying and get a better getaway, which doesn't seem to be in the offing there on a Saturday evening.
Well, in his defense, defending champ, that being, if he just breaks third or fourth, he'll probably win this race. He just can't break last and spot, some of these runners a length and a half or so. Well, that will be that's race number 7, the A Ransom. Let's go ahead and take a look at race number 8, the First Down Dash Handicap, a Grade 3 event. This is a really solid group of older runners. We have some stars here as well. Edgar Verde, what a tremendous Brazilian runner. He ran second in his trial to the Z. Wayne Griffin, has posted several really nice efforts throughout the year. Boardwalk, who ran second in the Spencer Childers. And there's the 3, Cattail Cove, one of the most popular horses here at Los Alamitos for Link Newcomb, making his 60th career start. And looking for his 14th victory. He's earned over $800,000 in his career. And he is a defending winner of this race, the First Down Dash, looking to pick up his 9th stakes win here at Los Alamitos. And guys, on Sunday night, Shaken Goin On is going to go for her 4th stakes win of the meet. That would be the most by any runner. But so is Cattail Cove. Cattail Cove could be the first to get to 4 stakes victories here at Los Alamitos this season. He's won already the Muniz. He's won the Independence Day. He's won the Spencer Childers. And there he goes, looking to pick up stakes win number 4 of the meet here in the First Down Dash, again, trying to defend that title. Just being a friend, and Cattail Cove and Just Being a Friend have one definite thing in common. They both ran second in the 2 million futurity. They both picked up a lot of money with that really nice effort. And here they are, Just Being a Friend, a 6-year-old, Cattail Cove, an 8-year-old. They face off just like they did last year in the First Down Dash. Mass Mandate, the Governor's Cup Derby winner from 2024, still looking for his first victory of the year. Kevin's Wise Corona, a stakes winner in the Cahuilla Bar. And if you look at his form, in every single race this season, it's either been a stakes race or a trial to a stakes race. Cattail Cove knows very well what that's like. Special 2 Corona, coming off of a nice victory. And this is my top pick, RLH, 4 on the floor. Very impressive, running in the Z. Wayne Griffin trials, where he ran 3rd behind Jericho and Impressum. If there would have been a spot opening in the Champion of Champions gate, he would have been the horse that would have been starting in the Champion of Champions. So RLH 4 on the floor, 7 wins from 15 starts, and we've seen these horses that come from the Intermountain. Do not sleep on them. They're really, really, really good horses. Chris, who's your top selection in this one?
Well, I'm going to have to follow you right to the outside horse that our 4 on the floor was very impressive in that day, in that effort over the racing surface last time. Earned a very good figure with all factored in and drawn nicely to the outside. And he's up against Special 2 Corona, who did improve his gate speed last time. He was starting out very, very well, but on the figures, that horse, the outside, RLR, 4 on the floor, is my top selection there, closing out the evening on Saturday night. Then I'm going to give the look to the 3, Cattail Cove. This horse, 8 years old, gives you everything. He's got not the best of trips last time, but was starting out pretty well last time. He normally breaks a pretty good breaker, so has a look. On my charts, it figures very, very close between those 2 horses. And, of course, the one down the inside, Edgar Verde, has been giving everything he's got, telling him to ship in from Brazil. So 8-3-1 there in that finale on Saturday evening.
One other note on that, RLH 4 on the floor, the breeder, Mr. Robert Harrison, he also bred Patty Saint, who was a very impressive Grade 1 winner here at Los Alamitos that he raced when she first came out to Los Alamitos. So tremendous horseman, Mr. Harrison. He's got another good one here at Los Al. Michael, your thoughts on this race?
I'm pretty muddled about this. I don't have any strong feelings. Um, I knew as an absolute certainty that Cattail Cove would be in the entries for the first down dash, and just puts a smile on my face just to see him there. I think he's got a terrific chance, and I think he's going to be in this finish up to his ears. But I get where you guys are coming from with the post position draw for the 8 horse who did finish just in front of Cattail Cove last time out. Has the license to really take a step forward and be ultra tough in this spot. And I suppose that he would be my top pick. I really strongly believe that Special 2 Corona has a stakes win in his future. George picked him on the preview show. I picked him on the radio for the same race last time out. We both loved him last time, and he was really strong through the wire. And I'm excited to see him have a second crack at 400 yards. He really didn't get much of a chance to show what he was made of in the Spencer Childers. But gee, what an awful post position draw for him between Kevin's Wise Corona and RLH4 on the floor. It makes it a sticky proposition for Special 2 Corona, but if he can maintain a clear path, I think he's up to it at 6-1. If it's not to be this weekend, I'm convinced he'll be in the winner's circle with a stakes victory sometime sooner rather than later in 2026. But I guess objectively, if I had to give a top selection, it would be number 8.
Yeah, just to mention George Duarte's picks for the 2 stakes races on Saturday. In race number 7, the Ransom Handicap, he is going with Clarit's Boy as his top selection. Kid Cocinero and defending champ round that is top 3. And in the first down dash, his top selections are RLH 4 on the floor as his top pick, followed by Cattail Cove and Special 2 Corona rounds out his top 3 in these stakes races. Before we move on to Sunday's program, Chris, you do have a selection for us in race number 5 on Saturday. And lo and behold,
yes.
Go ahead, Chris. I'll let you say who your top selection is.
This is one of my give them one more chance horses, Carababia. And this horse ran a better look race in that last trial effort with earning a pretty good figure on my chart. So could it be Lucky Lifetime start number 10? Possibly. So a decent price in tow, a good figure on my charts, and has a look with a decent getaway, shorting up in distance. So to give him one more chance, horse Carababia in there in that 5th event. I'm going to give another horse a look a little bit later on Sunday's program, but I think this horse got a look there at 9-2. So an attractive price and a decent getaway puts the horse in the mix and the shorting up in distance. So on my charts, the horse has got a nice look at the outcome there in that 5th event.
You know, you had to give him one last shot, right, Chris? And maybe this time you'll get the whole pie, Chris. We'll root for that. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look now at the Sunday action. And Chris, you also have a selection for us on the Sunday car. So we'll go ahead and lead with that for the Sunday program. Who is your top pick on Sunday?
Well, it's a race number 7. That very talented horse who 3 races back was very impressive in the maiden victory. We're talking about the Don Ferris SG horse there, I think it's number 3 there in that race. Right there, SG Jacob J. This horse was much troubled when getting beat a couple of lengths in that trial for the Deuce versus Toby Sis, who did return to win the final. So Exodus, a very strong and productive race. Had not the best of trips, was locked and loaded behind the horse, is starting out well, but a decent getaway, and the drop in class very well could produce this horse to get that second lifetime career victory for the Connections there as our top choice. And preview show selection, SG Jacob J. Was troubled the last 2 starts, a clean getaway, puts this horse right there throughout. And on my charts has a big look at the outcome. Yeah,
a huge maiden win, 3 races back, winning by well over a length. SG Jacob J now looking to make amends after getting bumped around, leaving the gate in each of his last 2 starts. Favorite Cartel out of Ancient Empress, who was a nice stakes winner here at Los Alamitos. We'll go ahead and now take a look at the feature event of the weekend. That's race number 8, the Southern California Derby at 400 yards. I'll go ahead and I'll mention each of the horses here. Beach Walk, who's had a nice, quiet campaign as a top filly here at Los Alamitos, ran third, I believe, in the Los Alamitos Oaks. There's the 2, Favorite Just Hawk. We'll have a new jockey, Jesus Rios Ayala, up. And Favorite Just Hawk, winner of the Golden State Derby, ran second to Shaken Goin On, when also posting the second fastest time to the Southern California Derby. There's Ohana Spirit, a stablemate of Beach Walk. She finished second in trial to the Southern California. Listen Now, who finished third to Cattail Cove in the Spencer Childer. There's the 5, Shaken Goin On. We mentioned already she's going to be looking for her 4th stakes win of the season. What a tremendous season she's had. Winner of the Los Alamitos Oaks, beat mares in the Miss Princess, ran third in the Millie Vessels, defeated by another 3-year-old and a horse also trained by Eddie Willis, Hot Temptation, won the Justin O Love Handicap, and then an impressive victory here in a trial to the Southern California Derby. 5 out of 7 this year, 5 out of 6 at Los Alamitos this year. CCR Political Rap, who's won 5 races from 7 starts. There's no lines here, but I can assure you he's had a nice 2025 season with 5 wins. And I believe he ran third in his trial to the Southern California Derby. There's Show and Tell Cartel, a Super Derby finalist, winner of the El Primero earlier this year. He's going to be my second selection here. I think he's nicely drawn. Fire Tools 1, 2, 3. Train Bitaka, who actually won the first stakes race of this season, and now is going to try to win the final stakes race of the meet. He won the Holiday Handicap as a 2-year-old on opening night of this meet, and now is going to try to win the Derby on the final night of the meet. And there's the 10, Back at It, Governor's Cup Derby finalist, and he did make the field here, and is going to draw nice here on the outside. Michael, who's your top pick here in this race? You're going with Shaken Goin On?
Yeah, it's very hard to work around her. She's just so consistently brilliant, and has had a marvelous season, as has Justine Kleber, and I think they can combine again. She has to be the one to beat. I do agree with you, though, Orlando, that Show and Tell Cartel is drawn for action. I think it's a lovely spot directly outside the 5 and the 6, Shaken Goin On and Political Rap. After Show and Tell Cartel won his trial from the rail, he's just in a nice spot, sitting off the flank of those 2 very fast horses to his immediate inside, and he could absolutely threaten them in the closing stages at better odds. Probably at the odds, he might be the play. But if I have to make a win selection, it's going to be Shaken Goin On.
Yeah, Shaken Goin On 8-5. So a big, heavy favorite here on the final race of the year. Favorite Just Hawk, the second choice at 5-2. And everybody else, 6-1, 5-1 on CCR Political Rap, 6-1 on Show and Tell. Train Bitaka also at 6-1. The rest are long shots here on Ed Bergar's morning line. Chris?
You got to go. Everything goes through Shaken Goin On. They're so talented and so very, very quick. Justine Kleber, one of the best gate jockeys we have, getting them out of the gate. Horse is always the one saying, "Catch me if you can." And more often than not, they haven't been able to catch her. And last time she did win, despite kind of back bobbling away from the barrier, but still showing a good amount of speed and holding on steadily. So definitely everything goes through Shaken Goin On. Of course, that CCR Political Rap is going to move forward here. Ran a pretty good race in that trial and has a look there at 5-1. They're on my as my second choice. And of course, it's a good group of horses. Train B Talk always thereabouts, has a look at the outcome as well. But with everything factored in, everything goes through Shaken Goin On there to get her fourth stakes win of the season.
So that's a good look at the final race of the meet. Remember, mandatory payouts on all wagers. We are going to have either a carryover going into Sunday's program, or we are going to add the $10,000 into the pick six with a mandatory payout on Sunday night. So make sure you keep an eye out for the pick six here at Los Alamitos and all the big wagers that I will be having on this closing night program. That's a look at the Sunday card. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the big winners from the Champion of Champions and the Los Alamitos 2 million runnings. We'll be right back.
Racing! FDD Dreams begins cleanly tonight. Hooked and Gone is away like a rocket. Hot Temptation, Impressive near the inside. Norco right down the outside. Jericho off the pace but coming on. Headed by FDD Dreams. Jericho is storming down the outside. It's very close.
I thought he was just going to be there with him. He's always showed that he's a tough horse, but I didn't think he was going to get it.
The experience, do you think that paid off? Just, even though you didn't win the Super Derby, did you think the experience in the end paid off?
Definitely it did. It definitely did.
It's an amazing time. We knew he can do it, so it was a tough field, very tough field, but, he got a pretty good break. He got hit at the gates, but he's a runner. He doesn't give up. It's hard to describe these moments. This is what we came here for, and he got it. So thank God and my mom.
And Force Fidgety. Racing! And Beautiful begins okay with Brother Ray and Toby Sis. Political Twist, Surprise Temptation, and Force Just I'm Worthy. They hit the line. Toby Sis!
He was looking out about 150 yards before the wire, and I really had a gear and not really ride, or just kind of gear, which I think cost her a little bit more, but I needed to go straight, but we could probably fix that or a different bit or something, but thank God she got the nose bob.
That was a look at the winners of both the Champion of Champions and the Los Alamitos 2 million futurity. FDD Dreams taking the Champion of Champions, and he does a very rare double, winning the All-American Derby and also the Champion of Champions. Dash's Dream and See Me Do It, the only ones to have also accomplished that very rare double. And you have to think now with that resume of having won also the Ruidoso Derby, to go along with the All-American Derby and the Champion of Champions, he's got to be, for sure, one of the top contenders to be named AQHA World Champion. Michael, it was a super close race. It looked like Jericho was going to get there at the very, very end, and FDD Dreams with a gutsy effort right there as well, right?
Very gutsy, given that he's a 3-year-old and he's a standout 3-year-old who's had a championship-winning season without a doubt. But still, 440 against the older horses, that's a really gutsy effort by him to dig in, to see it through, and to hold out Jericho by a nose. And it just seemingly is not written in the stars for Jericho in this race. He's been an unlucky fourth 2 times in a row. Here he was out in gate number 9, and yeah, he was charging. He was really flying, of course he was, but he couldn't get it done. And of course, he could still be a factor next year. He's got, I think, overall at least another good solid year or two in him, and I can't write him off. It's just if it were going to happen for him, in my gut, it would have been by a nose last Saturday night, but he came up a nose short against a younger horse with less experience and less seasoning. So full credit to FDD Dreams to drive into the lead and then be able to seal the deal. Thrilling finish.
And Michael, Jericho, he's still young, like you mentioned. He's still got probably 1 or 2 more chances to get into the Champion of Champions. We've seen him impress him as a 7-year-old, still run at the highest level. We've had 2 7-year-olds that have won the Champion of Champions. Riley's boy, and he looks hot. And we've seen more and more 6 and 7-year-olds get into the Champion of Champions on a regular basis. If Jericho now can finish not so much finish, start consistently and continue to finish like he has been doing, I think there's still a chance for him, Michael, that he might just get it as a 6-year-old next year. Jesus Rios Ayala will keep getting to know him better and better, and I think not write him off just yet, right, Chris?
No, you can't write him off. He's so very talented. He gave away some ground away from the gate, but he was flying. He's a nice sized individual. He's a hard trier, and came flying. And I'll be honest with you, when they hit that wire, I thought he got the job done, but he came up just a little bit short. He lost that rebob. He was in front, not in front, in front. And it came up a little bit short versus FDD Dreams, who was our price play that particular evening there at nice little price, and got the job done as our 3rd selection, but our price play on the primer. But his prior race, he had all kinds of trouble. He broke slow, leaned back, and was finishing very strongly under a hold. And the harder they pull, the faster I count. And on my numbers, this horse had a look at the outcome with the trouble and track variant and got away from the gate clean. He got out of the gate the previous time, 3 races back, and held on pretty well. So a clean getaway, a 3-year-old, very game in victory, and incredible race. A 3-year-old beating older horses, won some big races, some big derbies throughout, but beat the best horses in the country with a perfect start in straight running there in the Champion of Champions. So very impressive performance.
In the 2 million futurity, Toby Sis. If Toby Sis have drawn the outside, we're all talking about her as one of the top horses to beat, and we kind of overlooked her a little bit because she got that post number 2, even though we mentioned how Lethal Cowboy 1, 2, 3 won from that position last year. And now for the 2nd year in a row, the number 2 position might be the one that everyone will be chasing next year in the post position selection show. Probably not, but still, you can't deny it. From post 2 back-to-back years, the winner of the 2 million futurity has come from that spot. You got to give Francisco Calderon a lot of credit. He rode the Toby Sis perfectly. Here's a little bit longer soundbite from Francisco Calderon on that winning ride.
It seemed like some of the other horses got a little bit of a better start, but did you feel that you were really close all the way?
I knew that I got left back a little bit, but they bumped her just kind of left, right, and when she started gearing, she started going, she felt comfortable running, she did good, and she was lugging out about 150 yards before the wire, and I really had a gear and not really ride, or just kind of gear, which I think cost her a little bit more, but I needed to go straight, but we could probably fix that, or a different bit or something, but thank God she got the nose bob.
Post position number 2. Were you any concern at all maybe being in there?
Yeah, I knew she was going to lug out, and being in the 2, you have more horses to worry about, but it's God's plan. Whatever he wants to do, he'll do it, and he showed it today.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So one of the things that impressed me is, like, he was losing a little bit of ground, but he knew, I have to get her straight. That's the only way I'm going to win this race. So he let the other horses get a little bit of ground on him, but once he got her straight, he knew that she was going to finish. That got the job done. Well done from Francisco Calderon. So that's a little bit of that's a recap there of the champion of champions in the Los Al 2 million futurity and the winners there, FTD Dreams and Toby Sis. And as we close the show, I'll go ahead and go with the final words. Michael Wrona, on closing weekend, you get the first say on the final words for this weekend coming up.
Well, I've got a quick comment about last weekend. He is not with us on the preview show today, but I want to tip my hat to George Duarte because he said at the end of the preview show last week, make sure that you use Norco in your superfactants. Horse finished 4th in the Champion of Champions. And he said, make sure you use high octane in the 2 million futurity. And the horse was in the money. So well done, George.
Absolutely. And I want to say that last week's show was the highest watch show that we've done all year. And one of the highest watch shows that we've done, probably going back to a couple of years, 3 years perhaps. So George came strong with a lot of opinions. I kind of teased him about it, but that's what we want. We want strong opinions, and he was there delivering, and he also delivered with some excellent choices, like you said, Michael, Norco, and also high octane. Chris, final words.
Another great weekend of racing to close up the racing season, and it's just top notch racing, top to bottom. And if we get some decent getaways, we could get a couple prices in there, but we'll see how it goes. But great weekend of racing to close out the week to get ready for opening season in another week.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. And 2 stakes races on Saturday. First post 5:45 p.m. The A Ransom, the first down dash. Cattail Cove making his 60th career start, and also going for a chance to defend his title in the first down dash. And then on Sunday, closing program, the Southern California Derby, Shaken Goin On. Both Shaken Goin On and Cattail Cove trying to win their 4th stakes race of the season. I wanted to mention very quickly some of the races that we do have for the leading jockey and trainer. Henry Reynoso Lopez got 2 wins ahead in the quarter horse standings, ahead of Cruz Mendez, 44-42. So that's something to keep an eye out for. In the trainer standings, Scott Willoughby with 39 wins, Jose Flores with 35. That's in the quarter horse standing. The closest race of them all is in the thoroughbred trainer standing. Sergio Morfin with 21 wins, Angela Aquino with 20 wins. So that's something that we'll be keeping an eye out for. This is a tight one. It could go either way between Sergio Morfin and Angela Aquino in the thoroughbred trainer standings. That's going to be a wrap for this week's preview show, closing weekend here at Los Alamitos. Thank you, everyone that continues to support the show, and thank you, our panel. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Bye-bye, everyone. See you here at Los Al.